Hi, this is Silas from AsianCultureVulture.com. We're with Ivan Ayr, who's the director of a film called Soni, which had its UK premiere at the London Film Festival and had its world premiere at the Venice Film Festival. It's a great film. It's about a lot of things that are going on in India right now, and it's told through one policewoman's story, really. Welcome, Ivan. Nice to see you. So, some people will have seen Soni in London. Why have you come to Film Bazaar? What is the purpose of coming to Film Bazaar?
So I was invited here for a knowledge series talk,
Right.
With two other directors, and because our films have this common theme of just violence in the urban
Yeah.
kind of landscape of India.
Yeah.
So the talk was primarily about that. Why did we choose to actually depict that in our films, or why did we choose characters that were somehow involved in violence or trying to curb it?
And what interested you about the story of Soni, the policewoman?
So this was back in 2014 when I was reading a lot of articles about how the people of New Delhi were really looking to the police for answers, what exactly the police is doing to really, resolve this social crisis of a generation. And I thought at the time that there was a very important perspective that was missing from the conversation, which was particularly the perspective of a policewoman. Because I always thought that a policewoman would have a very different kind of opinion on the matter, because they, on the one hand, they are perceived in a position of power, so they are expected to resolve it. They're expected to solve this, solve the crisis. But at the same time, just owing to their gender, they are susceptible to the same crimes and the same kind of outlook. So I thought that perspective was very interesting to explore, and just that tussle of emotions was very important to kind of to be brought on screen.
Yeah. Do you think it highlights a lot of the problems women have in the workplace? We've been looking at a film which is about sexual harassment in the workplace specifically. And how does it relate? We've had a big explosion of stories around Me Too in India. So does your film kind of... I think it does, but do you think it has something to say about those kinds of issues as well?
Well, at the time when I wrote the film, it was specifically in the context of Delhi. I did not. I mean, at the time, I hadn't thought of what the impact of film.
Yours was very much around the Delhi rape and all the fallout from that.
Right. But yes, I mean, now the world is kind of waking up to the problem. When the problem, as it turns out, isn't really limited to Delhi, although India is mostly in the news for the wrong reasons. However, the world is now realizing that, in fact, wherever we've taken the film, people have said that it tells us a lot about our own society than the Indian society. So it resonates with them. So I believe the answer to your question is yes, that it does relate to them.
Do you think you have a different perspective as an outsider, somebody who was outside of India and then came to make a film in India? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I mean, yes, although I grew up in India, just the experience of living outside of India for about 12 years, it does give you a very different kind of, different kind of outlook towards your own society where you've grown up and where you've spent your formative years. So just that having that experience of and looking at your country and your people from a distance does give you that different kind of lens.
And so now, what of the future with Soni and your own filmmaking? Have you already moved on to the next film?
Yes, this is it's very early stages for my next film. Just thinking about it, working on a synopsis and a treatment. However, as far as the journey for Soni goes, it's been scheduled for a release on Netflix in early 2019.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah, so cool. Well, it's great meeting you here again.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.